Boys and girls, ladies and gents, welcome to another episode of Clutch Conversations. It's your boy Mike. We're back at you one more again, live on a Thursday night. It's going down in the Clutch tonight, man. We got the homie Paul from Marge Morphs in the building. We're going to get to the show in just a few minutes. But first and foremost, shout out to my lovely wife, Takara. Appreciate you holding us down. Appreciate everything you do for the team. Y'all, I promise you, man, there's no way at all, any kind of way possible that we will be able to be bringing this stuff to you the way we bring it to you without the help of Takara. So y'all make sure y'all show her some love in the comments, and don't stop there. Show the channel some love as well. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and make sure you smash that notification bell. We're gonna do some housekeeping real quick. Where can you find us? You can find us everywhere. You can find us on Morph Market. Definitely make sure you go give us a follow on Morph Market. We inching closer and closer to that 250 goal that we're trying to get to in terms of followers. We're trying to hit it by the end of the year. Look like we might hit it by the end of the summer. So definitely, if you're not following us on Morph Market, go check us out. Check out our snakes. Hit us up. Everything we have is not posted. So if you're looking for something specific, feel free, DM, and you can DM us on Instagram at Herp Collectors or at Clutch Conversations. Make sure you come holler at us there. Give us a follow there, and give us a follow on Facebook as well. And don't forget, you can catch audio versions of Clutch Conversations on all major podcasting platforms. That's Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcast, you can check us out there. And when you're checking us out on your favorite podcasting platform, please be sure to follow, rate, and review. It really helps us out. We appreciate the love. We appreciate the support. Speaking of support, make sure you're supporting US Art and US Art Florida. If you in this reptile hobby in any shape, form, or fashion, you definitely need to have US Art and US Art Florida on your radar. If you don't have a membership, go grab your membership. If you can drop some extra donations, definitely go drop some donations and help support both these organizations that are protecting our rights as reptile keepers. The links for both organizations are in the description of the video. Hey, y'all, we are just over a week away from Double Clutch. First episode of Double Clutch is airing next Saturday. Me and the homie Matt from Ebony and Ivory Reptiles, we airing the first episode of Double Clutch. Episode 1, man, it's gonna be a blast, man. We're gonna deep dive in some topics, and we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna clown, we're gonna do it all, and hopefully, man, y'all get something from the show, man. Like I said, we're gonna be deep diving on a lot of topics, and we'll see where it goes, man. I'm really looking forward to it, man. For sure. Hey, we're gonna show some love to our sponsors, and then we'll be back to say what's up to the folks in the chat. Join KINOVA's Patreon today and unlock hundreds of hours of exclusive educational content designed to help you run a successful ball python business. Get insider information on the latest genetics, hot new combos, and market trends. Enjoy guidance from the world's leading ball python designer. Plus, dive into the new Project Playbook series for in-depth breeding strategies on specific projects, starting with clown. Memberships currently available up to the VIP tier. Elevate your game. Join the KINOVA Patreon today.
Art comes in many forms. At Armless Angels, it comes to life. In life, success doesn't come to you. You you go to it. In this game, forward thinking is the key to innovation and staying relevant. Plan your work and work your plan. Lose yourself in the art. Lose yourself with Herp Morphs.
My bad. Shout out to the sponsors, man. Shout out to KINOVA. Shout out to the homie Justin from Armless Angels, and shout out to the homie Unc from Constrictors. Make sure y'all following everybody, man. Go get you some snakes, join the Patreon, do whatever you got to do to support our dope sponsors. Let's see who we got in the chat tonight, man. The chat going crazy. It's hard to keep up with it. Shout out to the homie from Blakers Pythons. Appreciate you coming out. You first to pimp, first in the building. What's good, homie? Eric's More Factory in the building. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. Shauna, what's good, sis? Appreciate you coming out. Appreciate the support. The homie Big Wiz in the building. Again, what's good? Shout out to the Wiz Tame fam, man. Appreciate the love, bro. Shout out to the homie Tom. What's good? Low Life Exotics in the building. Dwight the Pie Man. What's good, brother? Appreciate you coming out. Appreciate the support. The Pink Panther in the building. What's good, Sammy? Appreciate you coming out. Appreciate the support. Banner, what's good, sis? Appreciate you coming out. Appreciate you. 352 in the building. Shout out to the Wiz Tang fam. Shout out to the homie Brian from Heathen Hatchery. Hey, we're going to stop it right there with the homie Brian. We're going to kick the intro video. Then we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor, I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer, just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. Ooh, you bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll add the fuel. Follow my lady, just watch your shoes. Gotta turn the heat up. This cool. Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this? Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this? Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this? Who you know who looking like this for real? Who you know who looking like this?
Episode 122, Large Marge Morphs. What's good, homie?
What's going on, bud?
Man, doing good, man.
That is a good intro. That is
I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah. I'm amazed with all the sponsors and everything. Now, I had a question about your sponsors. Is when they ask you to sponsor, do you make up that commercial for them, or that's already right?
Yeah. So two of those three I made up like from scratch, like using videos and stuff like that, and like sourcing music and stuff like that, and like writing out like the words and stuff.
Right.
The KINOVA video, they provided the video, you know what I'm saying? And we just discussed like what to talk about and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a team effort. It's a lot of going back and forth just with the sponsors, because at the end of the day, I want to make sure the sponsor's happy with the video. But it's a lot of fun making those videos, man.
That's pretty cool.
Cool, man. So how things going your way?
Good. I mean, been a long day. I've been on vacation this whole week, and we were just talking about. It's like there's not enough hours in the day to even get things done. When I have the full-time job and everything, but when I'm off, I'm always doing shit around the house and everything like that. Plus cleaning and cleaning snakes, and so I have appliances that are coming in, and I'm just trying to take appliances out in the kitchen and do other things, and it's just. But before I know it, before I knew it, it's 7:30. I'm like, oh shit. So, yeah. So
man, those 1 week vacations, man, is not long enough, because you look up and it's over with.
Yeah. So I had a rotating schedule at my job, so I had always 3 days off after a night shift and then 2 days off. So I had an extra 5 days for a vacation, to my, to being off. So now I work Monday through Friday at the jail. I'm just off Saturday and Sunday. So I'll have the 5 days off, so it's just a couple of days, it feels like, my vacation went like that, so it is what it is, a small price to pay to be somewhat of a normal functioning of society when you're off Monday, when you're working Monday through Friday kind of thing,
Facts. What do you do at the jail?
So I mean, I'm a correctional officer.
Okay.
So, but I used to work in security. Now I'm in housing and classification. So I house the inmates, and then I classify them from either medium max, medium max A, max B, either gang members or whatever it has to be. So that's like, as soon as they come in, they get admitted, and then we set them up, throughout the jail. They go to a one holding, like a floor for 72 hours, and then we put them throughout the jail. There's no contacts and stuff like that, and who can be housed and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, they, bloods are end up being with all the bloods, but, because they, then, it's just how it's classified, with that. So.
Gotcha. How long you been doing that?
So I'll be on my, so I am in 16 years.
Oh, wow. That's a long time. That's a long time.
Yeah. So it's a long time, but I still got to get to 25. Some places are 20 years. We got the 25-year plan. So I got to do a couple more years.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know you probably can't talk about it, but I know you probably seen some crazy stuff over the years.
I can't talk. Yeah. I mean, I seen some messed up shit. Yeah, but it's I mean, it's a new day. I mean, every day is a different day. I mean, like, I think, like, on my first year there, I mean, more than ever. I mean, I respond to fights and this, that. We responded to we have a hospital that's like next to us at the jail. So when the inmate, we have an infirmary in the jail, but if they can't handle it, there's a hospital that's right next door, and we'll transport them to there, and everything. And they have psych runs and everything like that. And a psych run, you have 3 officers go, and we ended up responding to a psych run because the guy was fighting, with officers there. We get there, and there was like a good 10 officers, including like a state troopers that were there. And when they're holding him down, they just couldn't hold him down. He was huge. So they have, handcuffs, and then they have shackles. So this guy had shackles, handcuffed, like, but the shackles were on his wrists, not the chain in the middle. So because his wrists were so big. So
dang.
So the shackles wouldn't fit him, so he was just tossing everybody around, and he was in a they have a turtle suit, so it's like, he doesn't have clothing to hang himself and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a, needless to say, he relieved himself on the floor where everyone's fighting, blood all over the place, and then the nurses give him 2 shots, and he was fighting for like 40 minutes. Like, that was like one of like, when I first, like, when I'm like, holy shit, this is what this is gonna be,
like shots to put him under type shots.
Yeah. And he woke up 15 minutes later after he was out, after everyone got him on the bed and everything. He woke up like 15 minutes later, like nothing happened. We would have been out for 2 days.
That's nuts.
Sleeping for 2 days with the shots. The nurses were like, holy shit. Yeah. So, but I mean, that's what I signed up for, right? So, yeah,
that's wild, man.
Yeah, but there's some other.
Shout out to the homie Big Ed from Static Morphs, man. Appreciate it, man. 262,
very much,
brother.
Yeah. So
what were you saying?
It's fun. I mean, I say the job. I always say, like, to say the job is like 80% boring. But there's like a 20%, that it pops off and everything like that. It's getting a little worse. I'm not saying worse, but now that, like, all the lower level crime like they're either getting ROR'd, you know, at court, and so you're housing like the worst of the worst, kind of. You know, I'm a county jail, so after they go to the court and everything then they get transported upstate and everything like that. So, but sometimes courts don't go for a couple of years. We have guys that have been sitting in the jail for a couple of years. You know, 1,200 days. They're still sitting there waiting for court dates.
Dang.
Yeah. So there's some, you know, so we're classified as a maximum prison because I mean we hold everybody, you know, from DWIs all the way up, you know, to you know multiple murder charges and this that. So, and we have fed inmates now too that are lingering around in there. So
wow, yeah, that's quite a mix.
Yeah, you do. And the worst part about it too is that you'll have a medium security inmate with murderers. You know, like we try to put them all, you know, in different dorms, but we only have one dorm for medium security. So if there's no room, they're being housed with the murderer next cell over.
Dang, yeah.
You can imagine that.
That'd be a bad night.
You're getting booked. You're getting booked for a fucking DWI. You had 2 of them under your belt, and you're sitting next to a murderer. You're like, fuck, man.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild, man.
Talk about ass pucker.
So man, building the business from the ground up, man. So give us a little insight on like your background and stuff like that, and kind of talk about like what's led up to where you are now. I know you're relatively new in the space, at least as far as like a business and whatnot, but give us a little bit of your backstory.
So I mean, it started off just like everybody else with YouTube videos and this that. I bought my stepdaughter a snake, you know, and you know it piqued my interest more than anything. The funny thing, you know, I mean, not funny, but like I didn't know much about all of it, and then when you start looking, like I started realizing there was a lot of people around in Long Island that you know that's where I found Baker from Blue Line, you know, Kevin from Sugar Skull, Nash from Nash Exotics. You got Big E. You know, we got a bunch of people that are around on Long Island. Anthony and Matt Foles, Reptile Creations, David from Edge Exotics. So like, I was just amazed, you know, how it is, and joined up his Patreon, and you know, and it just became a tight knit community group, all of us, and I kind of just followed, I followed in there, and I'm not saying I'm following directly in their footsteps, but like that's where my interest, peaked more than anything. Was like, wow, we really can do this, and and interested in the community and stuff like that, which was really cool. So I just started buying snakes. I bought a sea serpent combo rack, and within 2 weeks it was full.
Dang.
Yeah, I was just like, yeah, this is no good.
Shout out to the homie Gerald. Sorry to interrupt you.
That's all right. Yeah, man. Gerald, what's going on, Gerald?
Appreciate you, homie.
Yeah, he's giving you $27.99 because it's Canadian. It's only $15. Yeah, so no, but so I immediately ask advice. I ended up ordering the 5040 Freedom Breeder, and then the 1065 ARS. The reason why I went to ARS after the Freedom Breeder is because it was $1,000 a ship from across country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I love Freedom Breeder stuff, but I'm in Florida, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
And so it's like clear across the country.
Don't get me wrong, man. I if I was able to, afford the $1,000 shipping, I'd have Freedom Breeder, because I just feel that the shelf makes it everything, because I do all the cleaning on that shelf, and so I just ordered that one, and then I went to the ARS, and then I ended up getting this secondhand, which is the 7030, and I feel everyone makes fun of me, a lot of people, though, because I have about 100 snakes, but they make fun that all my racks are empty. So I rather have empty space and that I don't, run out of space. Yeah. So, but yeah. So I started right off the bat just getting snakes, and then of course I made the mistakes. My cousin's like, I'm going away. Can you take my snake? I end up getting them. So I got multiple snakes that I don't want anymore. So I'm in the process of now, downsizing with all the snakes that I don't want. M&K Mike is like one of the first guys that I got snakes from.
Okay, that's dope.
Yeah, I think Leland from what? What's the hell?
Leland Riker, you talking?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I just like I said, just started buying snakes uncontrollably.
Nice.
Yeah.
Shout out to the homie Charlie. Appreciate you, bro. What's up with you?
Charlie's a part of Baker's Patreon too.
Charlie a dope dude.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Actually, we bringing Charlie on as a sponsor next month.
Okay. He seems that but he sends me a lot of memes. A lot of fun
Yeah, Charlie a real cool dude. I told him he was a scientist because he's smart as hell. Like he knows this like genetic.
It's disgusting. Like he's the guy that wakes up and feel like I could do this, and then he builds a whole fucking addition to his house. Yeah.
So when you bought that first snake, like it was just more so like a pet kind of thing. You weren't really thinking about breeding.
So the snake that we ended up getting was that I didn't know anything about. It was a Carmel. So, which is like a snake that is like a no-no to breed. And I didn't know anything about it. Like that was like the first snake that I ever seen that wasn't brown. And I was like, that's cool. So we bought it, and and then you read up on, you read up and you talk to people about it, and a lot of kinking issues and stuff like that with that snake. And so that's the first snake that was in the family.
What flipped the switch in terms of I don't want to just buy these for pets, like I want to move on to the breeding side of things?
I think it was getting into the Patreon
Okay.
and reaching out to Baker and everything, and just thought that maybe this is something I've always had reptiles and this that, and I felt it's something that I can focus my energy towards more than anything too as well. I've had I'm not saying awful past, but I'm an addict, so me focusing on something that I do at home more than what I used to do out in the streets, with drugs and alcohol is a home run for me. And if you can make money on the side for it, it's God bless.
Nice. Yeah, I actually want to circle back to it if you want to dive a little bit deeper into it, but we'll keep it on like the snakes for now. But yeah, we definitely circle back and
that's fine.
Touch on that a little bit for sure. So yeah, it sounds like you did like a lot of what I did like when I first got in. Like we bought a few. I think it was 2 in our first purchase, or maybe it was 4. It was actually 4. Like when we first got some, and it was just kind of like the fill it out, see what it was going to be.
Right.
I pulled up some old pictures not too long ago. Like our first setup wasn't even a rack.
I was going to say, would you decide tanks
tubs and stuff? Yeah, no, not the tanks, but like the plastic tubs with like the heat pad on the bottom. Right. And like we were just keeping, just kind of seeing how it was, and then the more and more that start going down that rabbit hole, then it just started like snowballing from there. We quickly got like a sea serpent rack, quickly filled that up, quickly got more sea serpents racks, quickly filled those up. But we still didn't really like have like a project focus. It was only like later on down the road that I really start thinking in terms of projects and focusing and making smart purchases and just really kind of thinking through what I was doing. It was more so just, oh, that looks good, I want that. That looks good, I want that.
Right. That's funny. I mean, because like I was saying, like I'm kind of zeroing on some of the genes and what to get rid of, and I'm like invested in now like G stripe. I picked up a pastel G stripe clown. You know,
Okay.
so I have a bunch of triple het female, G stripe clowns, enhancer G stripe. I have an enhancer yellow belly G stripes. So I'm kind of like now focusing on that. I ended up getting the bang clowns. So like, and I have a cinnamon sunset. So I'm kind of like, figuring out what I'm able to, like I'm, staying in a close, quarters of jeans and everything. So now the mistakes that I have, I'm kind of like, starting to get rid of now. Yeah. I think my ideal thing would be like maybe like 70 snakes,
Okay.
not including hatchlings. So, so I think that's kind of like where I want to be at, until my plans of retirement, which is down the road, see how that goes.
Yeah, I did a similar thing in terms of like refining the collection like a while back. When I was first kind of transitioning over into like that thought process. I just went through and like marked the animals that didn't really fit what we were trying to do long term. Right. And then like just kind of by process of elimination over time, we eventually start like selling those animals, getting them new tubs and whatnot. And then like, so right now we got it pretty whittled down to like only the animals that make sense for the projects that we focus on. And like for us right now, like we're focusing on clown, focusing on desert ghost, focusing on hypo, and we're working ultra male and pie as well. And then we also got the genetic stripe in there. And so it's all kind of like a lot of that stuff is stuff you can mix together, and that's kind of like the way we're going with it. Like especially like with DG hypo clown, particularly. That's so nice. That's where we're focusing at right now.
How long have you been in the hobby now?
Since 2020.
Okay, so
yeah, you COVID breeder in the building. So in the 4 years you started like revamping, and after a certain amount of years and figuring out and everything. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, and same thing like you. Like we quickly started revamping, to be honest, because of exposure in Patreon. Like I joined at the time it was like the JKR Patreon, but I joined. Like, that was one of the first Patreons I joined. And so been in that for a while, and then joined like some other Patreons, and obviously like start getting like people in my circle who was giving me good advice. And so like early on in the game, like I start changing the thought process. And so it was probably like a year later. Some of those animals that I bought never even bred them.
Right. I understandable. I think that's one thing that is amazing is that out of being a new breeder, getting into a either a Patreon, or a group that has seasoned vets, everything, which is amazing, that can point you in the right direction. Kind of, mostly you're still gonna make mistakes no matter what. I feel.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think that's just the nature of the beast. And but it's awesome. I mean, out of everything that I've done, I wouldn't change it. And it's cool, like doing the stuff that you end up doing in a community to like Gerald from VIP, and then you got Jared from Jaw Dropping Morphs. What's his name? I just seen
Troy.
Yeah, like so, like doing that 15 minutes of lame one, at that 1.2, it's just you end up meeting and forming a relationship with everybody. It's cool. There's some bickering and some bad shit that goes on, but I think the good outweighs the bad.
100%. 100%. Yeah, it's important to build those relationships.
Yeah.
Like that's a big part of it. Like it's all about relationship building, because that's how like you get people in your circle that you can trust, and people that's really that the information that they give you is they give you that information because they're trying to help you. They got your best interest in mind.
Yeah. And it's you want so they want to see you grow as well, not kind of like let's hinder them a little bit so that they don't go past me. It seems like everybody that I'm involved with, if everyone's growing, it's a benefit for everybody.
Did you just stumble across Baker's Patreon, or did you know him
I'm
outside
trying
of
to remember, how I stumbled upon. I believe that it was from YouTube first.
Okay.
Seeing his ugly mug on YouTube first, and I just don't know how I reached out to him. Like, I don't remember how I reached out to him, and if it was from if he was from Patreon first, it might have been from Patreon, and and reaching out to him that way. So he might have started his Patreon, and then I reached out to him, which I don't remember when he started his Patreon. But yeah, so that, I think that was the general. I think that's how I started with him.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what's this season looking like for you? Like, what projects are you focusing on heavy for this year?
So I got 5 in the incubator now. I think my most anticipated clutch that's in the incubator now is my stranger het clowns. So I have that. I have a few high OD clowns eggs that are in there, and what else do I have in there? I don't remember what my other clutch was.
What's that stranger pair?
So it's a pastel lesser stranger to a pastel lesser stranger het clown het hypo to a phantom het hypo het clown, which I could possibly get white snakes.
Bills, yeah.
So yeah. But so I ended up what else? So yeah, so that's and I think, unfortunately, I think one of the eggs in there is going bad. So we'll hope and see how that turns out for me.
So the 5 in the incubator, is that it for you for the year, or are you expecting more?
I think maybe another 2 if I have. I think that's as of now, that's what I'm not saying that able to handle, but I think that's kind of like what I've been doing. I have one of my the bang clown now is going to my het paint girls, black pastel yellow belly het paint. So I think that's kind of like where I'm going to cut around, like 8 clutches, maybe to 10 at most, and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Long term, or just for this year?
Just for this year.
Okay.
Yeah, just for this year. Yeah. Next year I'll have a lot more. I'll have more of my snakes that are grown up. I have 5 or 6 DG pod girl the het DG pods that are growing up. So I have I have a few of them sitting there. They're sitting at about 900 grams. So I got, I'm gonna go with that route with that, actually. So yeah, I'm like, I have some pods too, and I happen to have them. Yeah. So yeah. Shit. Fuck. You look, I'm like, damn.
I'm gonna try to squeeze in some ultrasound in this weekend. It's been about 3-4 weeks since I last ultrasounded.
Okay.
Before then, like, it was like a big gap in between ultrasounds because all my girls going late this year. Like, you got 5 clutches in the incubator. My first clutch probably won't hit the ground until August, and so that means I won't have babies until like the October time frame.
Yeah.
But last time I ultrasounded, like, a lot of my girls were a lot further along than where they had been. And now that it's been like 3-4 weeks since I last ultrasounded, some of the girls that I'm seeing in the tubs, like, as I'm like looking in the tubs and cleaning and stuff like that, I don't even really need to put an ultrasound to them to tell that they getting ready.
You're starting to see them building and everything, that bowl wrapping and everything like that.
The bowl wrapping stuff, just how their body look, like with the spine raised, kind of like triangulated. You know how it be once they start getting further down in the process. The way they feel, like super firm. Like I can when they that big, I can feel them, like the follicles. I'm not like a good palpator. When they that big, like, you can't help but feel it.
Yeah, I have the ultrasound that I've used, but it seems that, and I've been told that eventually you get better and better at it, that you're not going to even use it. I mean, I'm saying that's not true. I mean, but a lot of people that I've talked to said that they don't use their ultrasound. They've used it in the beginning and haven't at the end. I mean, I guess because they just get better and better at looking and noticing anything. But I do see the benefit though of you not wasting multiple. I guess, once they hit that 30 millimeter mark, I guess you put them in one more time and that's it, instead of guessing if you want to put them in again or not.
Yeah, it definitely does a lot for efficiency,
Mm-hmm.
and especially like those first two seasons or so, because I couldn't really tell nothing because it was all new to me. Like I didn't know if I was looking at something that mattered or if I was looking at something that really didn't matter. Like I heard the talk about like the bowl wrapping and just like watching stuff, but still like given that I hadn't experienced it, like I was second guessing like everything I saw just because I wasn't like sure. And then the next year I got a little bit more experience and a little bit more comfortable with it, and then it just like builds from there. I probably still always use the ultrasound because I like knowing like I like data and I like seeing that exact number. But I do like notice more things that I used to not notice before or overlook historically.
Right. Like, it's funny. Like, I mean, like I could tell you that I missed the ovulation. I missed even which one. I opened up. I'm like, I got eggs. I'm like, oh fuck. I went down knowing that I was supposed to pull a clutch, and then I opened up another one, and I'm like, son of a bitch. like I was like, I didn't think, and I missed it.
Yeah, I miss them too. Apparently I've missed the ovulation of like my black pastel ultramale genetic stripe girl because she in prelay.
Okay.
Yeah, she should be shedding any day now if she ain't shed already.
Right.
And so yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. So that should be my first clutch on the ground.
That's gonna be nice. Yeah.
But yeah, genetic stripe, man. You said you was working that project. You working the Kiki project. What else you adding in there besides G Stripe and Clown?
So I got the enhancer that I want to get into it too. I bought from the Canadian, Canadian Reptiles. He's up in Canada. I ended up getting the two enhancer yellow belly head G stripes from him. So at some point, I want to get the DG involved in there as well. So I got the red stripe is floating around.
Okay.
In that project too as well. So I don't, I kind of I actually, to tell you the truth, I didn't like G Stripe at all. Like that, like when I first seen it, I wasn't a big fan of it, and I'd just been falling in love with it more and more. And I've been talking to Charlie for a couple of days. Ended up getting a female from him.
What'd you pick up?
It's an Enchi Krypton Het G Stripe. Charlie, am I right?
Enchi Krypton Het G Stripe. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, I feel that I'm kind of curious what I'm not sure if Charlie actually made the G Stripe Krypton. I don't know if he did. Het DG. Okay, yeah.
I seen a Confusion. What was it? Confusion Krypton. Confusion DG Krypton. Genetic stripe.
Okay.
That was dope.
Yeah. It sounds great.
It's dope. I think Cryptid works like well in that project, especially like when you're doing like the Krypton stuff and like mixing it with Clown. Like I think that stuff looks really dope. Aside from like red stripe, what other genes do you think work well in that Kiki project?
So
codon wise,
I think whatchamacall would be nice. Black pastel.
Okay.
Yeah. I might go the route with you said codon though. So what else do I have that I'm focusing on? It's like putting on Spot. I don't remember now. But
Spot Nose is dope in it. Confusion's dope in it. I like the leopard stuff.
I was gonna say, because I just looked, but I don't have any confusion, and I think that would be nice. I know a few people that that talk about confusion, that sometimes they have little problems with eating and everything like that. I don't know if that's a do you have confusion in your collection?
Yeah, I got at this point I got like 5 or 6 animals with confusion.
Okay.
They all eat. Sometimes they'll take some time off, and so
Okay.
they kind of be like cyclical with their eating.
Mm-hmm.
But they eat and like they
Right.
grow. And so, like, for example, one of my girls, she'll go off for a little bit, and then when she's on. Like, don't open the tub without watching out.
Without coming out.
Yeah. And so when she's on. And so I just
I have a few snakes like that too. I mean, they were never like that, and all of a sudden they just, as soon, like I have a Venera Hunt G-stripe girl that is just a chill snake, and then now I can't even. I have to open with the hook because that thing comes out like it's an animal. It's crazy. But once I get her out, she's fine. But it's fucking wild.
I got a few of them like that.
Yeah.
Mostly females too.
Yeah. Gerald's asking for my Wookiee. I have a female red striped Wookiee. I think it was a possible quad, and then it was tested by Charlie for clown, and it's not clown, but it's I think het hypo possible G stripe. So
did you get it tested for G stripe?
I didn't get it for tested for G stripe, which I mean I can. I got so much other stuff that I'm like fuck, and the worst part about it is like when I think in my head, I'm like, oh, I gotta send, think about, send the sheds to Charlie. By the time I clean and everything, I'm throwing half the shit out, and I'm like, fuck.
I got an envelope full of stuff in the other room, man, that I just gotta send out. Like I gotta just do it.
Yeah, Charlie's the man. So I mean, he had that sale for a little bit going on. I mean, he's trying, he's doing his best.
Yeah, man.
I gotta fund him. I gotta help him out. You're right.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, the shed testing stuff is interesting, man. We learning a lot. which
is great, right? You think that I would jump on the opportunity too, and I'm just a lazy fuck.
I don't even really got no good reason why I haven't mailed out my sheds and stuff. I was
you don't want that answer, right? You're like, fuck, man.
I was waiting like on like the last shed, but like the last shed it's been like a month ago now, and I still ain't sent it out. So like,
did you
going to get it sent out?
Did you buy the tests already, or do you have him like because I know he does like the point system, or are you just gonna send them the money as you send the sheds in?
Yeah, I'm gonna just send it out. I hadn't like pre-purchased anything.
Right, yeah. I know.
And you get off my ass and do it.
I know Charlie came onto the lamest chat that we do, and he announced that like the 30% off, the 50% off bulk testing, and I think he forgot to take the people's codes off, and somebody banged him over the head for a $20 shed testing.
Dang.
Right, I know, right? You think someone would be like, hey man, just to give you a heads up, I got this for $25, and maybe you should take that off. Poor guy, man, tries his hardest, and fucking, no matter what, get that $25. You're like, fuck.
So now that you brought the show up, talk about the show and kind of like what motivated y'all to start the show, and like what the goals of the show and stuff like that.
So the three of us at the time, man, we kind of hit it off. We beat each other up throughout the 15 minutes of lame, and so we had kind of like a good dynamic of just making fun of each other or just talking and shit like that. So at one point we just figured that we would go on live Instagram and talk and bullshit, and here and there, a few people came in. So we kind of made that transition to YouTube, which I mean it's slow moving, slow going, but we kind of get in, that once a week we talk and we bullshit and everything and have a good time. That's kind of like where it's going. And then, it kind of spawned off the 15 minutes of lame. So like we kind of, Chris from Fat Man Nation, we're talking and shit like that. So we kind of went under the Fat Man Nation now, like his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So we're kind of gonna do. I think he was doing a skit like kind of like Where Are They Now of the 15 minutes of lame, and then we'll bring in somebody that's new, like Chris from East Valley's new, but he's involved with us. So it's going to be towards like the 15 minutes of lame, Where Are They Now? And then we'll have somebody that's new, and kind of taking the skit off that, from his YouTube channel, which, there's a lot of people to pick from. So we're kind of going through the process of who's going to come on. We reached out to a few people. We're going to save a few people, for a little later on down the road. But I think it's a cool concept of where what's going on with the 15 minutes of lame and everything like that.
So instead of Chris doing like the interviews for Where Are They Now, y'all are gonna do the interviews for Where Are They
we'll
Now?
end up doing those interviews for Where Are They Now. Like I know because he stopped for a little bit. The people that are coming on to do the show for them now, do the show. He's obviously interviewing them live, and then if they want to come on and kind of do like a second chance, revive, to promote themselves again, we'll have them on as well. Whoever want, So yeah, we'll kind of be integrated with the 15 minutes of lame contest and everything like that as well.
That's dope, man. Like you really like lean into the social media stuff.
So that's how it started. I mean, you kind of wanted to market yourself as much as you can. So like getting into everybody's chats and just talking to people and everything kind of laid the foundation, for me, and then, I went to Tinley and I fought in that god awful wrestling match that me and Kevin did. God awful. Like I couldn't, like it was like a 5-minute round that I couldn't even lift my fucking arms after 3 minutes. It was awful. Me and Kevin were just beating each other up and slapping each other. We couldn't even lift our arms. It was horrible. But I put myself out there, as much as I could, and once I did the 15 minutes of lame, I'm telling you that, you could tell somebody, hey, listen, you could vote every 24 hours. They're not voting every 24 hours. Like there has to be reminders set and everything. And I'm telling you, I woke up every morning and I was putting out 300 text messages in the morning, 300 text messages at night, reminding people, because people could have voted in the morning or they could have voted in the afternoon. So like, their clock was, so I'm like, fuck, so like, it was a process of, but it was fun. Like, and, doing that, doing the show, so, like I said, you create good bonds with everybody that's in that class of the 15 minutes of lame. You just hope that everybody, I mean, I know that it's sometimes it's, not good, I guess not the opportunity for them to keep doing, the reels or whatever it is, but it's a good, I think it's a good promotional, for your brand.
Yeah, 100%. A lot of exposure for sure.
Yeah.
Hey man, we're gonna do a quick ad run, then we'll be right back.
Okay.
Peace and love, family. We invite you into the heart of our serenity, Ancestral Royal Pythons. At Ancestral Royal Pythons, we're not just breeders, we're nurturers of love and growth. Each Each of our high-end ball pythons is a tribute to the grandeur of the natural world and our dedication to quality. Reach out today and bring one of our creations into your home. This is Ancestral Royal Pythons. Your journey begins here.
Here's to the exciting world of Ebony and Ivory reptiles. From unforgettable parties and events to keeping and hatching some of the dopest reptiles in the reptile hobby, we're all about education, quality, integrity, and respect. Hit us up and see how we can help make your next project a reality. Experience Ebony and Ivory Reptiles, where fascination meets fun.
Ebony and Ivory Reptiles.
Shout out to the homie Jason. Shout out to the homie Matt, man. Appreciate both you brothers for sponsoring the show. Appreciate the support. Yeah, man. So yeah, you really lean into that, man. Like that's a lot. That's a lot of work, like sending out all those text messages and stuff like that. So yeah, man, hats off to you. Kudos for sure.
So like I said, I mean, I think just at the point of putting out reels and sending out messages, you kind of had that exposure, which is what you wanted, I think. So no matter what, I think if you're involved in that, the exposure is good for sure.
Yeah. So what were some important lessons you learned just through that whole process?
What was the most important? I mean, what was some important things? Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the consistency of doing that, actually helped me be more consistent in the area of what I'm doing now too. Because I'm not saying that I'm not consistent of taking care of everything, but like I think it got me into a routine. Doing the I'm doing the 15 minutes of lame, waking up and sending out text messages was a routine that for those couple of months. I kind of need like routine in my life, so if I stray from my routine, I end up becoming either uninterested, and it's kind of like the 90 and 90 for me. Like 90 days, you create a habit, everything like that. So this has kept me in my zone, I guess.
Nice. Yeah, man. So talk about some challenges like you've had, whether it's like challenges like in this space, like whether it's social media, it's the reptile breeding, or personal challenges, any of that, and kind of talk about like what you've learned going through those challenges.
So I mean, I've been involved in a few things that didn't go so well at one point or another. I'm not saying that if it was my fault or not, but I feel that I guess not saying overstepping boundaries, but like I kind of take a step back a little bit now, more than anything, and let things play out. It's like part of my life of being an addict, is learning that I have a gift of like pause. So before I speak my mind, I'm gonna have to play that out and see how that's gonna go. If it's not gonna go too well, I should stay back a little bit. And I think I extended myself a little bit too much, that I've gotten like tired and just like didn't, so I kind of like want to just, I kind of stay back in the situation of let things play out more before I get involved.
Gotcha. So what led to you having that change in like thought process?
Now you're talking about in here, or I mean, like my whole thought process has been, I guess that from in here, right? So I was involved in a couple of podcasts before that I've been kicked out of and everything. So like my process of that of that area. So that's where everything's that's where I kind of.
What did you get kicked out for? You got kicked off a podcast like mid?
I mean,
during the live
one
stream?
I left, one I got kicked out of. Yeah, so like the one from the Reptile Lounge with Holly, kind of, I kind of left that one. And then there was one that we thought was gonna really do well, and that was with the veterans. That was with Jay from Green Line Morphs.
Okay.
And that didn't work out too well either. So and I'm not saying it was my fault or not, but it is what it is. So
yeah, you live and you learn.
Yeah, and I think it's been a learning process. So I mean, they're both good people in their ways, but it's just I backed away a little bit. So that's where I kind of, I guess, integrate now my life, from learning, from AA. Listen, so like being an addict and happening, like I had to like learn life from ground up, after I ended up getting fired from the jail. I ended up going to rehab. Then I went to an outpatient program, for 6 months, and to be a functioning member of society again, AA has has built me from the ground up. And I kind of have to use my life lessons from that to in here. Sometimes things don't go my way, and I quickly want to react. So sometimes I just got to pull back, and so I kind of learn, from that as well.
How long did you battle with the addiction?
So I've to be honest, like from high school, and I'm not saying that it was not, and I'm not saying that I was a complete blown drug addict in high school, but it just gradually got worse, and I think like when my father passed away in 2007, it just ran rampant from then, and so I'll have 9 years sober in August. So
congratulations, man, too. That's dope. That's a hell of an accomplishment.
Thank you. So from there, it's been a roller coaster for me being an addict. Like I said, I got fired from my job. I was calling in sick every single day for almost, I think I called in sick almost 6 months worth of me calling in sick. And you would think that at the time of that happening, you would just have no job. Like that was it. I did get fired, but I ended up getting my job back. It took 2 years. So it took 2 years for me to get my job back at the jail. So I started at a car wash making $2 an hour, and I worked on tips, so I literally needed to humble myself, I guess, at that point to start, so I did the car wash for a little bit. I ended up going into Home Depot. I worked at Home Depot for a little bit. I got some security gig that I was collecting money throughout, which is this was like the worst job that I ever got. Was I had to go through the Bronx and collect the money from the back of the dollar stores. There were the dollar stores, Starbucks, all the stores, and I was collecting money and I was putting it in a safe in a car, and I was going through where I used to buy drugs in the Bronx, which was like the worst area. Not carrying a gun or anything. I was just collecting money, and at the time, I was be like $10,000 that or more, whatever the stores had, and so that was that. So I went to that, and then I ended up getting an operating engineer's job on Governor's Island, which was probably one of the best jobs that I have ever had. I was at a point by taking a test that I could have ended up operating engineers. I was like 2 weeks from graduation from that course, and then my job called me back, and they asked me, come back, and like I had to come back that week. Like there was no 2-week notice or anything like that. And so I ended up deciding to go back to the jail. I was already 10 years invested at the time at the jail. So, you know, it was a no-brainer. Plus, I was traveling 40 minutes to work, 3 hours to get back from work, from the traffic from New York City. Oh, nightmare. It was a nightmare. So, you know, 10 minutes to work now and 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes with traffic on the way back. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
So,
facts. I hate traffic.
Yeah,
I hate traffic. So like what was kind of like the turning point, right? That made you say, hey, I don't want to deal with this no more. Was it like the job loss, or was it like something else that happened that made you say, man, fuck it, I'm done?
So the one of the last stories that happened to me was so I decided to go out, you know. So like when I'm at work, you can get like a job. It's called meals, which is you'll go on someone on the floor and you'll relieve somebody for their meal, and they'll go to meal and they'll come back and everything like that, right? So there's like 50-minute meals, right? So one night on a 4 to 12 shift that I was on, nobody went to meal. So that means I had 4 hours to do nothing before I had to go to at 10 o'clock somewhere, you know? So I went to go get drugs. And I went to go to my friend's house. He forgot about me. And then I came back. And then as I was coming back, somebody else called me and was like, hey, listen, you know, you owe me some money, and then we'll hook up later after work. So I said, that's cool. So I went to go meet him, which is right down the block from the jail. And so I got out of the car and I was handing him money. And I went into Dunkin' Donuts, and then I went into the liquor store. And then as I'm driving back to work, the cops threw their lights on. They were right behind me. And they literally pulled me over right in front of the jail. So now, at the time, I had no idea what the fuck they were pulling me over for. Right? You know, in my head, I'm like, why are they pulling me over? Meanwhile, you know, I just met a well-known cocaine dealer. But like, you know, and I'm not thinking, and they're like, who'd you meet? And they were screaming at me. And I'm like thinking, what is going on here? So they stripped my car and they found absolutely nothing, but they were complete assholes to me. You know, in my head, they were assholes to me, you know, because I knew I had nothing. So I knew right off the bat, whatever's going to happen, it's going to happen. But they were dicks, and I was a dick back to them. One guy was playing a good cop. One guy was playing a bad cop. I told him that he's terrible at a good cop. You should play the bad cop. That guy should play the good cop. And it just got really bad. So in like a long story short, those cops wrote to my superior officers saying that I met a well-known cocaine dealer and a gang member. And so when I walked in the next day, I had all the captains waiting for me, and I had my lieutenant and everything waiting for me. And so as I walked in, like a relief, because I knew if I didn't get caught, I wasn't going to stop. Like that, it was just to the point that I tried so much, and I couldn't ask for help at the time. But at that point, when I walked in and they said, come here, I knew everything was over. I didn't really look that far ahead of me losing my job, which I still thought that I was going to have my job. Like, who are they? But like that moment, I had to go away, and they gave me a pink slip, and that was me getting fired. And I just knew that the union, that, you know, I asked as soon as I was about to walk into the office, the union guy's like, you gonna pass this? I'm like, no, I need help. So like that moment, I guess, you know, nothing to the last minute of asking for help. But once that happened, you know, I went to rehab for 38 days, and I just took everything in. You know, I knew that I needed help at that point. So, you know, and
Gotcha.
I had to get. I feel like a lot of people that go to AA, or they do their outpatient, but they're in the same environment. Like I needed to get taken out of the environment and go somewhere. So I went to Jersey, and I was in Jersey for in the rehab for 38 days, which helped me tremendously, because once I came back, I knew that, like, if I can do anything to get drugs, anything. I'm talking about driving through snowstorms. I was at the point to robbing people, in the Bronx. I was at that point. I was there. That's what I was doing. I can do anything to stay sober. So
that's what's up. Sometimes like with shit, you got to get like a change of scenery, just because
100%.
it gets you kind of out that routine. Because like we're very much like creatures of habit.
Oh yeah.
And so doing things that kind of break kind of the support and infrastructure of those habits really kind of helps like reset your mind and kind of allow you to focus, because there's so much other kind of different stimuli and stuff like that. You can focus on that versus kind of falling back into like the same groove and shit like that. But yeah, man, kudos to you again, man. Yeah, that's super dope, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Definitely big ups to your perseverance.
Thank you very much. Yeah. It's definitely, my wife Jeanette, that's, she's been by my side since. She's a fucking angel. Let me tell you. Fucking absolute angel. I mean, as much as I give her shit, what the stuff that she does, she is an absolute angel.
Shout out to the wifeys, man. Like,
yeah,
for real,
for sure, right?
I'd
be a puddle if I wasn't with her. Yeah.
He said her name was Jeanette.
Jeanette, yeah.
Nice,
yep.
Nice. Yeah, definitely. Shout out to the wifeys. So what's next for Large Marge Morphs?
I'm just gonna be here. I'm staying here. I mean, I know I talk to a lot of people here and there, and I speak to Gerald from Forward Motion, and we bounce a lot of ideas off each other and stuff like that. And he said, I don't know if he said so much of a mass exiting of people, but you see people steadily going. Like we just seen what Creme de la Clutch,
yeah,
yeah, and here and there, and I feel that I'm not like I don't say that, in 5 years I want to make this much money and be there. Like, I'm slowly progressing. I know that you kind of keep up with the Joneses in a sense, because it feels like if you buy a powerhouse snake, it's like gone. It's like done. It's like electronics. The next year, like you're buying a $5,000, the $10,000 snake, and then next year it's $1,000. So like, I just want to stay relevant, and stay in the hobby, So I feel that I'll be here. I'm not going anywhere. I kind of need this for my sanity as well. I made this, like I said, my routine, and so it's a good avenue where I'm at.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%, man. It's really therapeutic, really. Like, it keeps you busy. It's a lot of work, and I think some people don't necessarily understand like how much work it is.
Oh yeah,
like you just watching the social media shit, and you just only paying attention to like the highlights. You don't see practice.
Yeah, it's funny too,
and it's a lot of hard work in practice.
It's because I'm like this. After like I'll work like a 7 to 3. I get home at 2:00 in the afternoon,
nice.
And I'll be like, I'm gonna go downstairs. I'll clean one rack, and then the next day I'll come in and I'll clean the other rack. And what happens is I end up getting overtime for the whole fucking week, and I'm like, fuck. Now I got, so it takes me like a half hour to psych myself up. Like, I know that I got to go downstairs and I got to clean all the racks. I got to clean everything. So like I try to get into that routine of I got the 3 racks to clean. It's not much, but I'll do one at a time, and I have that routine. So like, but if I'm stuck at work, that the weekend is shot for me. So, and that's fine, because I don't like going anywhere either anyway. Like Saturday, I got to go to my brother's house in Jersey, and I'm upset about it.
I know one of the things I do, like kind of like a life hack for me, is like I have some
100%.
tasks that are like non-negotiable, like cleaning the rodents, that's non-negotiable. Cleaning the snakes, that's non-negotiable. But then like I have like other stuff that is negotiable, and if I have the opportunity to put it off, I can put it off. So I'll do that stuff first because I know I gotta do the non-negotiable stuff.
Right.
But if I do like the non-negotiable stuff first, and then I got like a choice about some of the other stuff that I might push off a little bit, I might push it off. So I try like
how many like rodents, what are how many rodents do you have, and what are you pushing, like ASFs and stuff like that?
Yeah, we strictly work with ASFs as far as like breeding goes. And colony wise, we got about 70 colonies now. We just actually expanded some. We got like one of those 1050-10s. Like I picked up a used one from somebody getting out racer reptiles here, not too far from me, here in the Jacks area. And so we picked up that, and then we already had like a 3 stack of 10 of some homemade racks. And then we got like a lot of the reptile basics tubs and stuff. That's really what I'm throwing the grow outs in for now until like we get something better, but it's working for now. And so we actually just scaled up, and we haven't even filled up like the whole 10-50-10 yet. And we just kind of like scaling it up, like seeing how it's going to work out and stuff like that. And then so that's like a whole room of stuff to clean. We do that once a week. Fortunately, I got help though. It's not just me doing it. Like it's myself, it's Takar, and it's my son Mike. And so like we got like a good like little assembly line doing it. And so like it goes fairly quickly. And then like snakes wise, it's probably about 100 and something, 150, 160 something. And that's including hatchlings too. Yeah.
So that's so yeah, you got a whole decent. Is this full time, or do you have a job on the outside?
Yeah, I got a job on the outside, like a full time job on the outside.
So you're doing 40 hours a week there, and you're fucking home doing 40 hours a week home.
Yeah. So it's a lot of work, but I think it's well worth it. I enjoy it.
Yeah. Yep. So I've seen a few people saying that snakes help them tremendously. I'm in my happy world when I'm downstairs, because it's in my basement, obviously, and it's just I'm here, I'm coasting. Like I have like the system of me just cleaning everything and this that, and before I know it, I'm done. And then I go back upstairs, and then I come back downstairs. Like I love checking on them, do everything. What's going on? Yeah. So it's definitely a good part of life.
Yeah, man, it's definitely my happy place too.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I did. Like I said, it's a lot of work, but at the end of the day, it's a net benefit, and it's not even close to not being it.
Right. Yeah.
So what else you got like coming up? Like any other kind of like projects? You gonna start doing some shows at some point? Like what do you think?
So it was me, Kevin, the Sugar Skull, Nash. We did a couple of shows last year. I feel that I'm gonna linger around. At some point, I just got an ARS the display case, and I feel that if make a couple of shows here and there. I don't think I'm gonna go out, do as many shows as like Troy does and everything like that. But I'd like to get into some shows, probably locally more than anything. The White Plains, right? Maybe Gettysburg. I know a bunch of guys that are up in the Pennsylvania area that loves Gettysburg. So eventually that'll be something. It's definitely another aspect of the hobby, that's for sure. Yeah. I think it's September. I'm heading up to a show. We're gonna go to the Canadian the Canadian what is it in Toronto with Gerald and everything.
Okay.
So we're gonna head up there. do a little sightseeing and seeing everybody. Show your face, you know. You gotta show your face around.
I hadn't been to a show since Daytona, and Daytona is in August. I
Okay.
haven't been to a show since last
You
Daytona.
gonna go to Daytona?
Oh yeah, for sure. You going?
No, I go to Iceland every year. My wife's family's from Iceland.
Okay.
And she always books it the same fucking week as Daytona.
Gotcha.
So I will not be at Daytona.
Yeah, it's a dope show. I enjoy it, man. It's my favorite show.
Okay.
And like I said, man, I haven't been to a show at all. Like I usually like try to check out the Tampa show or the Orlando show because those are like bigger like replicons in our area. But I ain't been to no shows since Daytona. So I can't wait for Daytona though.
So the first of this year is you're going to be Daytona.
Yeah,
that's good. I've heard nothing but good things. I hear it's more of a social gathering and everything. That I'm not saying that the show's not great, but I've always heard them saying that the partying and the social aspect is is intense.
Yeah, I have a lot of fun, man. It's a lot of people ain't seen it in a long time too.
That's great.
Like for instance, Dale. Like I used to always see Dale at the shows. I ain't seen him at the show in a minute because I ain't been there. But yeah, I definitely need to get back out in the show space for sure.
Do you do shows? Are you considering shows? The do shows?
It's funny because Jason from Ancestral Royal Python's in the chat right now. But we were supposed to start vending together this year. But
no shit.
I drug my feet on buying the equipment and stuff like that. And I don't have no equipment like to vend with.
Right.
I probably would have been more motivated to do the shows this year, like vending a show, or at least trying to get in on like the vending ticket if it went for like the Morph Market auctions. Then I was like, oh well, yeah, I'll just sell some Morph Market auctions. And
I understand. I gotcha.
Yeah.
If you decide to get display cases, what would you decide?
Probably like ARS.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or what's the other one that everyone gets that has the light and has the incubator inside?
Heat stuff. Yeah, that's if you want to ask me, I can tell you exactly what it is, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because Creme de la Clutch Alon, he had those same ones. Next level. Yeah,
Will, I knew Will was.
Will always got all the facts on that.
Will is a wealth of knowledge. Will, so knew that was coming, but
Will GPT.
I think those are pretty cool as well. I know. Troy, not saying he's against it, but he likes ARS, his ARS racks. Display case. Now I could tell you, and that this fucking thing is heavy as fuck. Like the ARS, like the carrying case, it's not light.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. And I know, and I'm pretty sure that I think Next Level is not light, not light either. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying, they're heavy.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
That's what Troy was talking about. Like on the side, so like if you are looking on it from the side, that the side is blacked out. Like so, like on the display cases, you won't be able to see on the side of it for the snakes. For gotcha. Next Level. I think that's like the Troy's gripe with that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going ARS just from because it looks really good in my opinion.
Oh, it's then, made well.
Price point too. It makes sense for me because I'm not gonna be vending like every single weekend. When I start vending, I'll probably do like 2, maybe 3 shows a year or something like that. I don't know exactly how many shows I do, but it's not gonna be. I'm not gonna be like a show warrior.
Right. Yeah.
And so it wouldn't even make sense for me to get those. Not right now, maybe later down the road.
I think though what Mike is saying, like with the Next Level though, I think you're able to plug them in as they're in the case, right? And you can have them keep them on heat. Yeah. Like that's what you think about when people travel to the shows and everything like that. You think, like that's kind of like, smart.
Yeah, ARS don't have no built-in heat.
Right, yeah, I know that. Yeah. But they also you have to buy the separate. You have to buy the lights too separate. Like the next level, it's like a one-stop shop. You open it up, that light comes up, and then you plug it in, and you're all done.
Yeah, they're nice. Now, don't get me wrong. And at first, like I was eyeing them for sure, but I decided
Yeah.
Probably just go ARS.
Mhm.
Keep it simple. But yeah, like we were supposed to start vending together. Maybe at some point we'll start doing it, but it don't like it's happening this year because
Yeah.
like again, I don't have enough inventory to take the shows right
Okay.
now, and then B, I don't have any equipment either, like vending equipment. None of the I'm just not set up for it.
Right.
I think one good thing about my season being late this year is like I'll have babies early in the year, so that might be helpful and motivational to get out there with some shows.
Mhm. Yeah. That'll be in the near future, definitely for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. But yeah, what's all to say? I forget it was something I meant to ask you. Like I made a note in my head, but I forgot it. If it comes back to me, I definitely keep you up with. Yeah, I just can't think of what it was. I was like, I was just about to say it, but then I
Mike,
forgot.
we're getting old, Mike.
Man,
Getting old.
it's crazy. It's crazy. Like you just get out the bed and some shit hurt.
Sit. I forget to tie my shoes.
Yep. You turn your head crazy the wrong way, and my neck, my neck and my back.
It's disgusting. I know. Fuck, man.
That's one thing I'm slacking on too, is like working out. Do you get opportunity to like work out that much?
Do I get any opportunity to work out?
Yeah.
See how fat I am right now? Mike, I am fucking disgusting. I can't from where I was a year and a half ago to now, I'm very not happy with myself. So I started this kick with Billy. And so I just started this last week. Billy from Mutation Creation.
Okay.
He's been
What's
talking
that,
about
like?
this. So it's one part is an energy drink, and then the other one is called Balance. This is called Unimate. Like this is Unimate. This is like the energy, and then there's Balance, which is you drink before you have a meal. It fills you up halfway, like kind of like and then you could eat. You'll be able to eat, but you won't eat as much as anything. My willpower is shot. Like is shot. Like it's not bad habits of eating. Let me tell you, when my addiction goes to one place, to the snakes, and then it goes to eating too. So I gotta take baby steps of trying to get out of what I'm doing.
How old are you?
I'm 45.
Okay, so we pretty much the same age. I'm 44.
Yeah. So, and it's not easy how it was. I mean, I'm not saying how it was, but like losing weight, when I was younger is easy. Now, you gotta do a little bit more. But like I also now, like I sit at work. Like I'm in front of a computer all day at work. And that's huge. And that's a huge thing, Like I used to be up and moving around when I was in the security part of the job. And now that I'm behind the desk, like I'm sitting 8 hours a day, So
yeah, that's when it became hard for me to like control my weight, like without like being very intentional about it. Because like I used to work in restaurants, and so I was a lot younger, like back in the day. But then in restaurants, working in the back of the house or front of the house, like I was constantly moving, like all around, like probably walk several miles, like during any given shift, depending upon how busy it was.
Yeah.
But then like I shift over to like the corporate world, I'm at a desk just sitting down, and so I slowed down, and the weight caught up with me, and then my age caught up with me, and so like right now I can eat crazy for like a month and put on like a bunch of weight. So I have to be careful about like what I eat, like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's not fair. I mean, like I think my wife is such an amazing cook, and she is the worst. Like skinny and like she can just eat anything and everything, and just doesn't gain weight.
I think about the wrong stuff. I'm gonna gain some weight.
100%, right? 100%. And I stare at her. I'm like, stop buying all this fucking crap. Like I sit at the kitchen table, and it's just, fucking cake and fucking Oreos and sitting there, and I'm staring at it, and I push it away, and everything. But then I open the refrigerator, and there's cheesecake and there's fucking pumpkin pie, and I'm like, fucking stop. Just buy normal shit.
You making me hungry now.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. It's fucking ridiculous. Now I could say 2 years ago I was 215 pounds, 210 pounds. You know, at one point. You know, and slowly gained it all back. Like I lost 80 something pounds.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now he's right. He's like, I look at food, I gain 50 pounds.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, I had gotten like real good shape right before COVID. Like I was probably in probably the best shape of my life because I was super active, always doing stuff. Like I was really like just really driven as far as like working out. Like I was doing like a whole bunch of different stuff in the morning, in the night, like all the time. And like I was in real good shape. And then COVID hit, got off the routine and just never really got back on it. And like my weight has been fluctuating ever since then.
It's you know, and it's funny. It's hard to get it into that routine. Like I was eating good, you know, and I incorporated the, you know, keto and the carnivore, and you know, and I was loving everything that I was eating, like, you know, salads and all that stuff. And now, like during the week when I go to work, I'm okay. Like I'll have my salad, I'll have some pieces of chicken and stuff like that. But like weekend, I'm just off the rails.
Yeah, keto, that's my silver bullet. Like anytime I need to lose a bunch of weight, I just go on keto.
Yeah. You know, I think fasting, you know, is a good start too, you know, doing a 16 and 8, you know,
the intermittent fasting type stuff is what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, that's when I started losing weight. I was involved in that, doing the 16 and 8. So like I would stop eating at 8 o'clock at night, you know, and I think like what one, you know, I'll do like 1 o'clock, you know, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, I'd start eating again, you know.
Okay.
But I was also not eating everything in sight, you know, when you had that 8-hour window. So I was doing those, and then I would do a 24-hour fast and doing 48-hour fasts, you know. So I was doing good with the fasting too, and that helps you a lot, you know. But you also got to be disciplined when you're eating too. I mean, just because you have an 8-hour window doesn't mean you eat three fucking pizza pies. You know? Yeah. So, you know, so yeah.
I ate during the window.
Yeah. Just
this doesn't work.
Yeah. This shit don't work. That's because you ate 3 pies, asshole. Fuck.
Cool, man. So hey, we at about the hour and a half mark.
Yeah, man.
Anything else you want to let folks know before we get out of here for the rest of the night? Let you enjoy the rest of the night.
Yeah, just you know, don't quit. You know,
perseverance.
Keep in. Thank you, Mike, so much for having me.
Oh, for sure. Like I will say, like that's really a theme that I've got from you because I've listened to you like on other stuff, and like I've just really kind of like got that from you that like it's perseverance. You know what I'm saying? Like you pushing forward, never quit, never stop, all that kind of stuff. So that's definitely what I get from you, and so that's definitely jewels that you got for other people, man. And everybody else out there, no matter like what's going on, man, just keep pushing, man. Never stop.
I love Kevin. Kevin's my dude. I love that boy. Actually, yeah, on Sundays though at 6:30. If you could tune into our the lamest chat, which will probably be under the Fat Man Nation channel as well. So if anybody wants to tune in on Sunday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time.
For sure, man. Hey, everybody that's coming through tonight, man, in the live chat. We really appreciate y'all. Shout out to the replay game, man. We appreciate y'all sliding through. Shout out to everybody who checking it out on the audio only podcast. We appreciate y'all. Y'all make sure y'all show the channel some love. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, smash that notification bell, follow, rate, review, all that good stuff, man. We're finna get out of here for the rest for tonight. Paul, can you hang around for a few minutes?
Sure. Yeah.
All right, boss. Yeah, to everybody else, man, we finna call it a night. For Clutch Conversations, I'm Mike. The lovely lady behind the scenes is Takara. Thank y'all for coming out. Be blessed. Peace.
Perseverance never stop, never stop. never stop. Rising up to the top, to the top, to the top, to the top. Bring excellence, watch 'em pop, watch 'em pop, watch 'em pop, watch 'em pop. Every challenge faced, haters drop, haters drop, haters drop. From the ground up, build it slick, brick by brick. Quality pythons, every gene milking me with my wife beside me. We thrive quick to stick through the highs and lows, never miss a lick. Stick, Instagram stage, resumes, watch us rise. Collaborate with best, innovate, no disguise. Communities are based on space for hate. Realize in the world of morphs, we dominate, recognize. Challenges rise, we grind, futures bright. Ignite success on my mind, marketing, pure delight. Perseverance and passion, stories told, hold tight. Marge Morphs, excellence in plain sight. Perseverance never stop, never stop. Rising up to the top, to the top. Bring excellence, watch 'em pop, watch 'em pop. Every challenge faced, haters drop, your roots. Flaring every strand, grand plan, innovative moves, marketing, extend, make a stand, commitment to craft, hand in hand. Understand, building connections, steady hand command. Craft a real show, hard, never shirk, hard work. Collabs with legends, no quirk in the murk. We lurk, future set goals high, never berserk. Our birth from Long Island, crime we rise with a smirk. Perseverance shines through storm and rain. Gain every python bred, joy in the main. Sustain qualities, creed, excellence in the lane. Remain large, Marge Morphs etched in vain. Maintain passion in our hearts, fire in our eyes. We rise, perseverance leads, empire flies. Touch the skies, quality and care, breed with pride, no lies. Large Marge Morphs fulfilling the ride. Goodbyes. Perseverance never stop, never stop, never stop, never stop. Rising up to the top, to the top, to the top, to the top. Bring excellence, watch 'em pop, watch 'em pop, watch 'em pop, watch 'em pop. Every challenge faced, haters drop, haters drop, haters drop. Perseverance never stop, never stop. Rising up to the top, to the top. Bring excellence, watch 'em pop, watch 'em pop. Every challenge faced, haters drop, haters drop.
Subscribe, follow, rate, and then review.